Well, think of it like this. It's basically a workplace where everyone is always welcome to improve stuff and always looking to do things better. And the key point is always. And it's an environment where feedback is like gold. So people shouldn't be afraid of speaking, sharing their ideas, and they should always know and be reminded that it's all about making things better. So it's not just a responsibility of a select few, but every individual in the company, but the top management to frontline employees, But I'm not just referring to improve productivity or efficiency in that manner. I'm also talking about improving the quality of your work, the happiness of the employees, and the satisfaction of the customers. I can easily think a few factors, but one of the primary reasons is the companies or the employees are not aware of the direct link between the employee experience and the customer experience. So the organizations need to realize that a positive EX or any improvement of EX would lead to a better CX. So they need to prioritize it as a long-term goal, not just as you mentioned, they shouldn't just, due to budget constraints, they shouldn't just put it on the shelf, forget about it, and let's say discuss it in the next quarter. It's not something that you can just postpone. It should be something in your life continuously. And maybe that's the one of the main reasons it's been held back. And besides that, also, as far as I see during consultancy and reaching out to potential prospects, I've seen that most of the organizations don't have mechanisms in place to gather feedback from both employees and customers. They may have some kind of surveys in place, but I'm not talking about your quarterly or annual typical surveys, but I'm just talking about transaction-based instant-based feedbacks. So without the data and insights, they won't be able to identify the areas of improvement. So from their point of view, it doesn't make sense to invest on it since they don't know what to invest on. But if you have such a platform in place, let's assume that you managed to build something or you acquired a software to do it. The next challenge they have is mainly, what do I do with this data? Okay, I have some kind of data. So what do I do with it? And the next challenge would be analyzing it and understanding it. Luckily, with the latest tech improvements, everybody is aware of some kind of AI or machine learning coming up. So it's much easier to analyze and make sure the trends and things are building up easily. But still, you need to put your minds into it. You need to focus on it, and you need to convince yourself or the company to understand the data. And even to understand the data, you're not still done. It's not a single one-shot thing. You need to act on it. So acting on it requires you to agree on something within the company. And communicate it to the stakeholders within the company. So it's sometimes the poor communication, sometimes the resistance to change. It prevents them to implement it at this stage. But of course, if you overcome these changes, they can easily unlock their full potential, and they can make a huge difference in very short periods of time. And I've seen that in these kind of projects. With the latest tech developments, as you recall, like how many years was it? It's like 5 or 10 years ago. We were just discussing switching from near real-time data to real-time data.
Indeed.
And now we are talking about time ahead data, which is predictions that can be made with data. So without a complaint, without receiving a customer feedback or complaint, with ideally implemented solutions, you can easily predict what's coming up for you. You can start fixing the problem before the feedback reaches to you. So at this point, if you're just still stuck with your quarterly or annual surveys, I'm sorry, but the market will disrupt you at the earliest possible time,